Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of my Learn Amigurumi with Anniegurumi. My friends from HobiumYarns, I'm giving you this tutorial today. You can actually find this on their website already, the pattern for free, so you can go ahead and download it. However, the one I have on their website is made with this Himalaya Dolphin yarn, which I'll talk more about later. It's a chenille yarn. Exact same pattern, just different yarn, different hook, but otherwise exactly the same. However, in this tutorial, we are going to use the yarn that I've been using for all of my Learn Amigurumi so far. It's the Yarn Art Jean Plus. You can get it at HobiumYarns.com. All you need is this color in pink as well as black, just a little bit. If you don't have it, it's not a big deal. Just get any yarn to embroider this the nostril on the snout. And so get your pink yarn and your black yarn. You will need a tapestry needle and sharp scissors, a 4mm hook, a pair of Amigurumi eyes, 9mm is preferred, with their backings to make sure that it's secured. You will need stuffing as well as a stitch marker. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay friends, what we need to do right now is to put 6 single crochets in a magic ring. So I believe you know how to do that already. If not, go ahead and check out my older videos on common stitches in Amigurumi, and it's one of the first episodes in this series. So go ahead and make a magic ring, and just like I've taught you before, we're going to secure that by doing that and doing 6 single crochets. Go ahead and tighten up this the magic ring by pulling on this yarn tail that you have right there very gently. Now once you do that, it's secure, so make sure that there's no hole there. We're going to start on round 2. We're going to increase in every stitch, which just means putting 2 single crochets in each stitch. So that's my first one, so I want to mark that just so I know. I'm going to add another single crochet, and then the next stitch will also have 2. So you're going to do this all the way around. Now once you're done with that, you should have 12 stitches in total. So pause the video if you need to, if I'm going a little bit too fast. I believe there's a function on YouTube as well where you can slow down the video if you'd like as well. So feel free to use this video however you please. Now we're starting round 3. Round 3, we just need to single crochet and then increase in the next. And we're going to repeat that 6 times for a total of 18 stitches. So go ahead and do that. That was my first one. And then increasing in the next stitch. For the next round, we are going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. And at the end of that round, you should have 24 stitches. The next round, we're going to do single crocheting in every stitch, and what this does is it's going to add some height to it to make the snout before we move on to the body. So we're going to single crochet around for, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 3 rounds. So 3 rounds is going to make that snout stick out just a bit, and then we'll continue increasing after that. So let's go ahead and do 3 rounds of single crochet only, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I switched my lighting up just a little bit. I noticed that the lighting was a bit off, but I hope that you can forgive me. From this point on, the lighting should be a little bit better. I'm experimenting. So hopefully you have done your 3 rounds of single crochet. Those are rounds 5 through 7. So now we're starting round 8, which is 3 single crochets and increasing. So go ahead and do that. So we have 1, put your stitch marker right in there, lock that up so you know where it is. So 1, 2, 3, and increase. So we're going to repeat that for a total of 30 stitches at the end of this. Now we're starting the next round. It will be 4 single crochets and then an increase. So after you are all done repeating that, you should have a total of 36 stitches at the end. So go ahead and do that. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to increase in the next. So go ahead and do that. Repeat it all the way around and meet me at the end for our next round. Now we're going to do 5 single crochets and increase in the next round. So by the end of this round, you should have 42 total single crochets. So that's my first one, second one, third, fourth, and fifth. Now we're going to increase. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around. Now would be a great time to add your amigurumi eyes and embroidering the nose. So go ahead and get your scissors, your tapestry needle, as well as your pair of eyes and the backings for them. So I have written in the directions that between rounds 8 and 9 we should place our eyes. So by doing this, all you need to do is count the rounds here. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So somewhere between the 8th and 9th round, you're going to go ahead and place it. I think you can place it anywhere. I'm just trying to do it on the opposite side of this, but it really doesn't matter where you put it. And then I said place the the eyes about 10 to 11 stitches apart. So this is really just a personal preference, but you can do it however you like. So I'm just going to go ahead and count from this eye right there. That V is the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can do it 10, you can do it 11. It's really up to you. I have a look at that and think, do I like the way that looks, or would I prefer it to be a bit further down, or do I want it to be closer together? It is really your preference, but once you are happy with that, that is when you add the backings to it. So my amigurumi eyes have this plastic backing like this. So if you look at this one, this side is flat and this side is raised. So you want the flat side towards the screws here. You gently secure it in by pushing it in. So once you've done this, it is permanent. You cannot take it back out. So go ahead and do that to the second eye. Just like that. And we're going to embroider the nostrils onto the snout of this. So you're going to grab your black yarn and just cut a fairly, fairly long piece so that you can embroider a snout. And you can embroider the snout however you like. I just use two vertical lines right in the middle and somewhere around here. So you're going to go ahead and take that needle, go behind your work, and just draw it up anywhere that you want the nostrils to be. And I guess I will just place mine here. And it can be even, it doesn't have to be even. It is really a preference. Sometimes I have one smaller, one bigger. It's just really your preference on how you want to do it. So I have, let's see, I want to try to place it right in there to see if that looks pretty even. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good to me. And then from here, I just like to give it a few knots. And also when you're doing this, I forgot to mention, make sure that the eyes and the snout, you're doing it on the right side of the work. So you see here, they're all nice little V's. But on the inside, you see these horizontal bars. This is the wrong side. This is the inside of the work. So make sure that your piggy is on the right side. So go ahead and flip it inside out. And you can just don't tie it too tight, because if you do, it will pucker the yarn. So I'm just doing it just enough like that, and you can secure it by doing like a double knot, or you can weave it in. You can do it whichever way you like. For convenience sake for this video, and because it's quicker for me, I'm just doing it like this. Now we're getting back to our body of the pig. So for the next 12 rounds, we are just going to single crochet in every stitch, just single crochet around. So I am going to just do one round with you for now, and then I am going to time lapse it, because it's really just the same thing over and over again. So one single crochet in each stitch around for 12 rounds. Now in my old video, or not my old video, my previous video, we had made a blue bear, and you know all about this. This is building height by just adding single crochet around, because this will just help it grow taller. So that is what we're doing. We're just making the body of the pig. So go ahead and do this. You got this. Don't worry whatsoever. If you're new to Amigurumi, this is why I'm making these videos and making it from start to finish with you, because I think that sometimes visual learning is much easier than written patterns. So I think it's a great idea to go ahead and print that pattern out and follow along. And then if this video goes by a bit too fast for you, let me know in the comment box below, so that I can slow it down. Or you can use the feature in YouTube where you can actually slow down the video itself. Now also, if you want to purchase this pattern in my shops, you're supporting my small business, as well as I'll be able to bring more videos like this for you for free if you purchase it through my shops. But I'm more than happy with you downloading it for free from Hobium as well, because that is also showing your support, and as well as making it and tagging me on Instagram and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my total of 12 rounds of single crochets, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay friends, have you done your 12 rounds? You can check by counting either the entire rounds, or you can just look for the last increase that you did, which I can see is right here. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds. Great. And now we're going to start our decreases. we are going to do 5 single crochets and then decrease. So go ahead and do that. So I have my first one here, and my second, third, fourth, and fifth. And decreasing, I prefer the invisible decrease, but you can use whichever decrease you like. So I'm going to use the invisible decrease by going into the front loops of the next 2 stitches, yarning over, bringing it through, yarning over, and bringing it through both loops again. So I'm going to repeat this all the way around, and you should have 36 stitches at the end. Okay, so now the next round we're going to do 4 single crochets and then decrease. So go ahead and do that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, then decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. Now after you do all of this, you should have 30 total stitches. So go ahead and do that and meet me at the end of the round. Okay friends, now we're going to do 3 single crochets and decrease at the end of the round. You should have 24 stitches by the end of this round. So 1, 2, 3, decrease. Now friends, we're going to single crochet 2 and then decrease. So go ahead and do that, and you will repeat that all the way around, and when you are done you will have 18 stitches in that round. So single crochet 2 and decrease and repeat all the way around. Okay friends, now I've just taken out my yarn and I pulled this yarn tail so that it's very long, so that I won't have any kind of frogging, which is a yarny term for unraveling my yarn. Go ahead and stuff this and I'll meet you back here. Okay, after you've stuffed your piggy, making sure that you've stuffed the snout as well. And I don't like to stuff it too much in the snout. I like to stuff it and then press it flat so that the snout is still flat. We're going to place the hook back onto our last loop here that we just finished. So go ahead and gently pull, and then pull it so that it's back onto your crochet hook. We're going to finish up this body by single crocheting and then decreasing in the next stitch. So go ahead and single crochet, place that stitch marker like we always do, and then decrease. Now you are going to repeat this for the entire round, and you will have 12 stitches left over. So go ahead and do that. This should be pretty quick actually, because we don't have that many stitches anymore. Okay friends, now we are on the last round of the body. You just need to decrease every stitch. So go ahead and do that, and you will have 6 stitches left over, and then we'll close the body. So go ahead and decrease all the way around. Okay, so we're going to pull that out just a little bit to leave a long yarn tail to weave in. Go ahead and pull this loop out so that way the yarn tail comes free. We are going to need a tapestry needle, and we're going to weave in our ends. So placing the end inside of your tapestry needle like so. We are going to go through each stitch to fasten off and clean it up here. So I'm going to go into the middle of each stitch from the inside out. So that's my first stitch, just like that. My second stitch, just like this. Same goes for the third, the fourth, and fifth, and sixth. And when you do that, you can just gently tug on it, and it will flatten right up like that. And it's beautiful, it's seamless, and it looks really good. So I like to bring out that yarn tail somewhere else and go through a few stitches to secure it in. So what I like to do is go through maybe about three or four stitches, just like that. And then I like to go to the next round, up or down doesn't really matter, and do the same. Now you can go back up to the stitches that you already did, or you can go down or up another round and do the same, and that is pretty secure. Now I like to take the tapestry needle into the stitch that is coming out of, and just bring that yarn tail out of in between any stitches somewhere else on the body. Snip that yarn tail, and if you squeeze the body, it's disappeared. Now I like to use this to straighten out the back part of the body, but look, the body is done. So stick around, we'll do the ears and the legs as well as the tail, and then I'll show you how to weave them all in. Okay friends, so we are going to make the ears now. So go ahead and grab your pink yarn. We're going to put 6 single crochets in a magic ring. So go ahead and make your magic ring, and place 6 single crochets inside. So the first one, second, third, fourth, and fifth, sixth. Okay, now you give that a little tighten around. We're going to single crochet in each stitch for the next round. So go ahead and do that, and don't forget to place your stitch marker. So 1 single crochet in each stitch, so single crochet around, okay? Okay, I'm going to tighten that even more. So now for round 3, we are going to increase and then 2 single crochets. So increase that first stitch and 2 single crochets. So we're going to repeat that, and you should have 8 at the end of the round. Next round, we're going to increase and then 3 single crochets. So go ahead and do that. So here's the first, second, and third. Increase, and then single crochet the 3 remaining stitches. You should have 10 total single crochets. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut a long tail. And excuse the background noise, I have a lot of construction going on around me. Take out that yarn tail just like that. We don't have to clean fasten off this one because it is so small that it really doesn't even matter, but you could cut this one shorter if you want the yarn tail that's coming from the inside of the ear. And then go ahead and make 2 of these and then meet me back here. Okay friends, so now we are going to make the legs. So go ahead and place 6 single crochets in your magic ring. Give that a nice little tug, just like that, and we can tug it a little bit more on the next round if you want to. And for round 2, we are going to single crochet and then increase. So single crochet, and then increase. So we're going to repeat that all the way around, and you should have 9 single crochets at the end. So go ahead and do that. The next 2 rounds, for round 3 and 4, we are just doing single crochet around. So that just means you're placing 1 single crochet in each stitch. Oh, and my hair is right here. Okay, so we're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch for 2 rounds. So that's my first round. I have to do 1 more round. And then we're going to fasten off, leaving a long tail. So that way we can sew these in. Like I said before, you can cut the inside if you'd like. Just make sure you give it a nice tug so that magic ring is nice and closed. So go ahead and close that, cut that, and make a total of 4 of these legs. Now we're going to make the tail. I would like you to make a slip knot, which is exactly like a magic ring, but leave a little bit of a tail in the beginning so that we can sew it into the body of the pig. So leave maybe about that much, and then make your slip knot just like that, just the same as the magic ring. And then place your hook inside, give it a pull. Let's see, putting it in the right way. Okay. Now we're going to make the tail, and you just need to chain 6. So that means you yarn over and pull that loop through. So that's 1, yarn over, 2, yarn over 3, 4, and 5, 6. Now we're going to work through the back loops only by placing 2 single crochets in each stitch from this, starting from the second chain from the hook. So this is the first one, and the second one is right here, as you can see. So we're going to go right into the middle of that stitch, just like that. We're going to yarn over, bring it up, yarn over, and close it. So that's 1 single crochet. We're going to do it again for 2 single crochets in that one chain. So this is an increase. We're going to do that for all of the stitches all the way across. So go into the next one, as you can see right here. Go ahead and place your single crochet there. Go into the same stitch and place another single crochet. I'm going to do this again. Let me see if I can bring it a little bit closer so that it's easier to see. So the next stitch is right here. You go right into that stitch like that. Go ahead and do a single crochet. And you can see right there is the same place. We're doing another one. There's one more here. So that's my first and second single crochet. This is the last chain here. Single crochet and my second single crochet. And as you can see, it curls on its own, and you can even further curl it by just pushing it a little bit so that the tail curls. Now what we're going to do is leave a long tail for sewing so that we have plenty of yarn. Go ahead and take that one out, and the tail is complete. Okay friends, so we need your finished body. We need the tail. I'm going to put that to the side. We need your 2 ears and 4 legs. So if you have that already, we're ready. Actually, I didn't say. Okay. Okay friends, we're going to add the ears onto the pig. So if you're looking at your pig, you decide where you would like to put it. I'm going to put it right around here. I want to align it with the eyes a little bit. Do you see this right here, the edge here? I want it to be the edge lining up with the outer ear here. So in this example, you could place it in any rounds that you like. You could place it here, you could place it here, you could place it closer, whichever one. But right now I'm going to place it here. So this is about let's see, the eyes are here. So 1, 2, 3 rounds behind the eyes. And I really like that it's here. So what I'll do is I'll take the tapestry needle and I'll go into the round that I want the ear to be from the back. I wonder if you can see. Let me center it. I'm going to go into the stitch from the back like this. Bring this tapestry needle forward. So as you can see, that yarn tail has now gone through. Now I'm going to go through the ears on both sides. So you can see the stitch here and you can see the stitch here. So I've gone through both sides of the ear. Now you're just going to go back just like that. So that way you're whip stitching. This is whip stitching right here. Now I'm going to go into the next stitch. So this is the one we just did. We're going to go into the next stitch on the body, just like we did before, and bring it to the front, just like this, and pull out the yarn, just like that. You can use pins to secure the ear to make sure that it's where you want it to be. For me, I like it right here. So you go through both sides of the ear again and pull it through, and you just go through the same thing. You repeat it. So what this is doing is securely attaching this ear to the piggy. So go ahead and do that for every single stitch. And you take your time with this, because for me, I know that sometimes after I attach it, it's not exactly where I want it to be. So take your time, and if anything, you can always undo it, since it's just attaching the limbs, so it's not a big deal. So once you have gotten to the very edge of the ear, I like to go and do it one more time into the same stitches, because I feel that it's more secure that way. And I don't fasten in or weave in my ends yet until I'm done with the other ear to make sure. So let me see. Okay, now I have my other ear and I will do the same thing on the other side, but this time it will be a lot faster since I've already shown you how to do it on the first one. Sometimes the ear can look a little bit rounded. If you want, you could flatten it like this and then pinch the edges so that it's a little bit more angular. So go ahead and make sure that you do it along the same round that you did. Oh, sorry, here we go. Make sure you do it along the same round as you did before. So for me, that is this round, and I want it to align with the eyes. So I'm gonna start right here and then go through the whip stitching that I did before. Make sure you go through both sides of your ear, which is really important, otherwise it is not stable and it won't look nice and neat. So go ahead and do that. So you have a look at your piggy, and if you're happy with the way it looks, then great. But as you can see, that this one is higher than this one. This is a problem that I often have when I'm not using pins. And this is also why we don't secure it. So if you find yourself in this similar situation, do not worry. What you will do is you will look for this yarn. So for me, I really like the placement of this ear. But however, this one is a little bit too low, as you can see. So what you can do is you find where this yarn tail is coming out of, and I can see that this yarn, you can tug it a little bit and you can see that this is the yarn right here. So you just take your needle and go right under that yarn and gently bring it out. And the good thing is that we have gone in order, so it is actually really easy to pull that yarn tail out. So you can see here, you can go one by one, and it's these lines right here that are going up. So you go in order and you very gently, very gently bring it out. So these are things that I often used to do. Actually, I used to really get so stressed out by these limbs. And if you don't secure it until you are finally happy with where it is, then you don't have to worry too much. So you just gently, and everybody makes mistakes, right? I still make these kinds of mistakes, but I really wanted to show you how you can fix that problem for yourself. So now I know that I didn't like the placement of where it was before. I just go ahead and do it again until it's the placement that I like. So I really like this placement. So before I started here, so maybe I need to scoot it over just maybe a stitch or two. So let me see. I'm going to move it right over here. That's about 2 stitches away from where I was before. So go ahead and repeat what I taught you in the beginning. So this is the beauty of Amigurumi. You're going to make mistakes, and you'll make mistakes even when you're super good at it, and that's okay. You have to give yourself a little grace and tell yourself it's not a big deal. Yarn can always be undone, redone, and no problem. So if you use a pin, that would be the best, because then you can see exactly where these ears are going to go. But you know, sometimes some people don't like to use pins, and that's okay, and I was one of those people also. But I definitely wanted to show you in a situation where the appendages are not exactly where you like them to be. No worries. Everything can be done with a little bit of time and not to take yourself or stress yourself out too much about these mistakes. So now I'm having a look and I'm very happy with the placement of my ears. To me, they look great. I'm going to pinch these ears as well to make it a little bit more angular. And I'm very happy with this pig. So we're going to go ahead and secure this in. I forgot to double this at the end, but no worries, can do it just like this. And then what you will do once you're happy with where it is, and hopefully you're a little bit more careful about bringing up the stuffing than I am, you're going to find a stitch on the body to kind of hide everything, okay? So for me, I'm going to go right in here because it's right below the ear, and so I feel like it won't be as noticeable. So I'm going to go in there and just come out anywhere onto the body. It's probably better if you go to the bottom of the body, but you know, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to hide these ends in to make it secure. So I'm going to just pick a few stitches to go through like this, just on any round that's adjacent to where this is coming out of. So you go ahead and do that, and then you find a different round. So this is the round that it came out of. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go through 3 stitches as well up here. And then you can also do it one more time, going the other way for a few stitches. From here, you just go right into the hole that's next to the stitch and come out anywhere on the body like this. Give it a nice little slight tug. You're going to cut that just a little bit above the body, just like so. And then when you squeeze the body, that tail disappears. Now repeat for this ear as well. I'm not going to explain it because I just did it with you. If you need to, pause the video and meet me back here when you're done with the second ear. Now we're going to do the legs, and the legs are the exact same as the ears. So what you're going to do is you're going to line up your feet or your legs to wherever you like and whip stitch them wherever you like. So I'm going to do that off camera, but I do want to show you how to add the tails. So I would pick one of the tails. So you're going to use both yarn tails to secure this. So now you can see that the tail is like this. It's a little line. So I want that line to be right in the center, right there. So what you will do is you will take one of the yarn tails, go right through that magic ring right there, or the last stitch of the round. You're going to go right there and bring it in. So this is a shorter yarn tail, so you don't have to do it right in the center. You just find a spot that will fit. For me, let's see here. I might need to, yeah, okay. So we're just going to do that, and we're going to bring it somewhere else onto the body so that we can sew it on later. Now this is where pins would come in really handy, so that you could pin it down to where you want it to be. So you could do that, or you could just be like me and just give it a try wherever you'd like. So for me, I want it to be directly over the center of the bum. So I'm going to place this right here, just like that. And you're just going to do a series of whip stitches, just like that. So, secure it onto the body, just like that. Go through the tail, wherever you like. I'm coming out of a different stitch over here so that I can have some room. So as you can see, this is far from the tail, so I'm going to go back into the same stitch, go in under the body like that, coming through to the tail, and it's just going to be a series of stitches like this to secure it. So you go back into the body, you come back out of the body to where you want it to be secure, and then you go back into the tail, and you think about how you want that tail to look. So you just do a series of stitches to make sure that your tail is nice and secure. So for me, I'm happy with this. So I think I'm going to secure it by doing the same stitch one more time. Just like that. So I think I'm going to go through here instead of whip stitching it so it looks nice and neat. And then go back into the tail, to the body, and bring it out somewhere else like this. And then, like you did before, you're just going to secure it by going through a few stitches like this, and then coming out this way, and then going back through again like so. Just like that. Okay, now, oh sorry, you need to bring this out somewhere else into the body so that way you can cut the yarn tail. So you go back into the stitch and come out anywhere just like that. And then same goes for this yarn tail that you did earlier. So you go through a few stitches like that, and then you go through a few other stitches like that. Okay, just like that. And then if you run out of yarn, no worries, you just go back into that stitch and then bring the yarn tail out anywhere else, just like that. And then you don't even need to weave that in, and be a little bit more gentle than me. I just pulled it out because I was so excited. So now you cut this yarn tail just like earlier. So go ahead and add your legs. So you pick where you want it to be by holding it like this, and then maybe this one you need to use some pins, but you just place them like this and then sew them in the exact same way, weave in your ends the exact same way, and I'll meet you back here. Okay friends, so after you have weaved in all of your ends, including the ones from your legs over here, then your piggy is complete. Isn't that amazing? You can download the free pattern on HobiumYarns blog. It's free. And also, like I said before, give yourself a little grace, a little time, a little forgiveness. If you don't get it the first time, no problem. You can just undo it. So you see right here that I've lined it up like this, and then I just spaced out his feet just a bit apart like this. So you play around with it and see what you like. The pattern on Hobium's blog is actually for this piggy, which is the exact same pattern, which is amazing. It's super fluffy, really, really fun. Exact same stitches, same pattern, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you feel like trying some different kind of yarns, then I highly recommend this yarn called Himalaya Dolphin Baby, which is also on Hobium's website, so you can buy that. And if you do use this, I recommend the 4.5mm hook. I will have a tutorial on a different animal, but if you don't want to use this one because it can be tricky, I will have some tips and tricks about this. It's okay. You can just use the yarn art, and it's lovely too. I mean, it has a similar feel. It's very soft. So you decide which one you want to try, but they are both adorable and both squishy soft and both really lovely. I used the same eyes for it, and this one I used the same yarn, the Himalaya Dolphin Baby. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll have another tutorial and I will have another video in this Amigurumi series. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. Press the like button, as well as leaving me a comment letting me know what I can improve on, or if there's something that you have a question about. I would love to hear. If you have something to offer advice, I would also love to hear that, as I'm learning every day. Big thank you to HobiumYarns.com for sponsoring this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!